The College Baseball Experience College World Series Finals Betting Preview episode. That's a lot of words on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. It's brought to you by Bird Dog Shorts. Dominate the summer like your Paul Skeens with an amazing pair of shorts and a free Yeti-style tumbler when you order over at birddogs.com/pool. Once again, that is birddogs.com/pool.
Hey, what's up, you degenerate gamblers? This is Bill Burr, and you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride, baby.
Yes, yes, yes. Woo-wee. Welcome to the College Baseball Experience. Where whoever buys the most Jello shots wins the fucking game, apparently. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, how you guys doing? And glad to be here. I know I'm not here every day, and Noah is grinding away. Perhaps you're wondering, maybe you're new. College baseball is a growing sport. Maybe you're just tuning in and saying, who's this idiot yelling at you? That is me. My name is Colby Dant, a.k.a. Pick Dundee. That's not a pick. This is a pick.
He was raised in the land down under, where a man thinks on his feet, speaks with his fists, and lives by his wits.
When Dundee happened, he was a superstar.
I'm probably drinking too much and celebrating too much and not sleeping. Would have killed a normal man, but no, that's gone. The medical advice I got from that was like being hit by lightning. Pretend it never happened and get on with your life.
I think Wake Forest fans are also saying this.
I'm dying in this fucking country-ass fucked up town. Shit flying in my mouth. The fuck, I can't see pollen. Let's get the fuck out of this country, motherfucker.
Yes! Shout out to J-Bone. Shout out to the chat. Oh, man. This fucking college baseball thing, man. I know I've been in the studio. Shout out to Honkus. I know he's happy. He's probably done fucking half the Jello shots. I don't know what I was talking about. No, I've been in the studio like for 30 hours. Jamming out college football. I even did a USFL pod, but I got the TVs right here, man. So I'm watching the game on mute. What a wild game it was. And here to eat a big, steaming, hot pile of shit is the host, the heart of the College Baseball Experience. Give it up for the very happy Noah Bieniek. How you doing, buddy?
How we doing, Colby? I'm actually not doing too great, to put it lightly. Kind of overlooked the LSU, and they were, to be honest, they were the preseason favorite this year. So it was kind of like, no, I'm not going to bet them in the preseason here.
Going contrarian, contrarian sometimes.
And sometimes you just scale the board a little bit. You scroll down to where you can see 4 digits instead of 3. And you find a team that's never been to the College World Series in 80 years, since like 1955 or whatever it was. You know what? I think they got the pieces to do this thing. And they fall short in the semifinals. That's a tough one because, I mean, there was just
a wild game, though. That was
it was a great game.
Trust me. I was trying to co-host a show with it on, and the hit, a hit's happening, and then you're just like, huh, what is watching? There
were very few of them. So, I mean, I'll be the one to say, I don't know if it was the most entertaining game for all, but that was a great game and one of the best pitched games ever.
Yes. And it was a karma game. I'm sorry, Wake Forest, but you can't do a dance like that where it looks like you're fucking skull fucking one of your teammates. All right. And then also the pitcher's like, we can't lose. That's called a karma game. Reality check. LSU's got dogs. All right. They got absolute. Dude, we knew that we knew their pitching staff all year had been phenomenal. And look,
Wakes or LSU's?
we knew LSU. Well, I mean, I thought LSU's was pretty good, right? And I know Wakes.
I looked over the bullpen.
Yes.
I'll eat shit there. I didn't trust it, and they got a couple of, borderline miracle performances from some role players that had never pitched that long in their LSU career. But yeah, they got the job done through the losers bracket, winning 4 games, playing 5.
The bats get hot, sort of.
I mean, they honestly there hasn't been much scoring this year, but
dude, I love a defensive struggle, and it's for some reason.
As a pitcher, I like the low scoring game too. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying for some reason, like the youth loves. I get that in that argument about that Rams Chiefs game at the Coliseum on Monday night or Thursday night, whatever that was. And it's just like, okay, that was a great game. I'm not going to say it was not an entertaining game, but to say the best games ever just because there's 300 fucking points or whatever. No, I like a game like that. Old school defense matters. And Honkus is already saying greatest college baseball game he's seen since LSU Miami 96 with Warren Morris's walk-off. I mean, that's why this tournament is so great. And, someone's got to lose. Unfortunately for you, Noah, it was Wake Forest. Like I said, I took LSU after I saw that video last night. Was that last night or 2 nights ago? I think
it was probably 2 nights ago because we did it on the SGP show.
Yeah. See what I'm doing? When I'm doing 133 college football podcasts.
And for what it's worth, I had not seen that video, and then I wasn't able to view it on SGP like the way that we do our call. Like I can't see the media that they add in. Holy shit, was that a bad look? I didn't know it was that weird.
That's what I'm saying, man. I mean, look. I don't know if times have changed that much. You know what I mean? Like, look, I want everyone to be happy. Do whatever the hell you got to do. But that was a little weird. And then when you have the pitcher talking shit, we can't lose right now. I was like, oh, dude, let's load up the bank account. Me and CJ Sullivan going in. Listen to his podcast, the Bottom Line Bombs, because we went all in on LSU. So
Colby, he faded his own fantasy team once Camden Manasseh said that in the post-game presser.
That is true. Because my fantasy team was dog shit. All right. And
at least you're tied with Mac. They're both right there.
Look, if you're not first, you're last. So I don't even, all I know is I didn't know that I was rostering a guy that arrogant. All right. So look, we're going to talk all about it. We're going to talk about this with SEC on SEC. It just means more national championship. But before we do all that, I want to tell you that the college baseball experience is brought to you by Bird Dogs. Yes, Bird Dogs make you look good. Bird Dogs are stretch khaki shorts, and they're designed to fit slimmer through the thigh and leg, giving you a truly sculpted look. I mean, you're going to put on Bird Dogs, and you're going to look like fucking Candy Maldonado. All right, you're going to look like some Rock Reigns, some awesome baseball player that looks, you're just going to look like all of a sudden you're Jack, like you're Bosworth in 87. You know what I mean? You're ready to go like Swayze in Roadhouse. All right. And they fit way better than regular shorts. All right. Regular shorts are made of that stiff restricting cotton that we all hate. Can't tell you how many times I've been out on a hike with my wife and I start bitching and moaning because of the stiff, restricting cotton. All right. Look, Bird Dogs fixed this issue a long time ago. Or not that long ago, but a little bit ago. By inventing cloud knit fabric. Yes, cloud knit fabric. What do you do? This is like the P-Wing in Super Mario Brothers 3. I know I'm probably dating myself, but you're just going to be floating above everything, man. You're going to be on top of it all. It looks just like khakis, but stretches. So, you get a way slimmer fit without having to sacrifice all that movement. Plus, you're going to look better. All right. Odds are, your chance of dating someone go up, all that good stuff. Bird Dog uses this too. This is a vital ingredient, especially if you're in Omaha watching that game that was like 6 hours long today. They have anti-stink sweat wicking fabric. I repeat, anti-stink sweat wicking fabric. So when your ass has been in the sun all day and you've been eating hot dogs and doing Jell-O shots all day, you know what I mean? And you smell like you just left a frat party at 6 a.m. Bird Dog's going to help you out. They're going to give you that assist. Make sure you don't smell like the old Tijuana River. You know what I mean? So, what are you doing, folks? Check this out. It keeps you cool, keeps you dry all day long, makes you smell good. Go to birddogs.com/pool. Enter the promo code POOL, POOL, and you'll get a free Yeti-style tumbler with your order. Yes, that's birddogs.com/pool for a free Yeti-style tumbler. You won't want to take your Bird Dogs off. We can promise you that. All right, we are back on the college baseball experience. And look, maybe I don't know. Maybe you just haven't had a chance to watch these games. I don't know if you're like me and like I'm a maniac. If I miss the game, I'll play it throughout the week. But essentially, you had a hell of a good game in the Florida TCU game, and then you
all of these games have been really freaking good.
Florida wins every game by 1 run.
Yep.
But it's always high drama. I mean, what? Oral Roberts had like the bases loaded, right, when they were playing Florida in the ninth, 2 outs, bases loaded. You're like, oh my God, is Oral Roberts going to do this? And then obviously today's defensive struggle, aka awesome game that went to extra innings. And all these games have been fantastic, and this sport is fantastic, and I hope it continues to grow. And it seems like it's growing. I know the TV numbers year after year have been getting better. Folks, this thing's awesome. They might have to move this thing out of Omaha. Omaha might be too small for this thing down the road. I hope they stays in Omaha. But, man, another thing is, man, in the TCU game, that was close to a homer, man. That's another stadium. That might be a homer.
Oh, I think I tweeted it out. Like 95% of the ballparks in America, that thing's out. I mean, it was hit 411 feet, and that's calculated by a few things. Center field measured 410. That should have been out. The wind was blowing a little bit in.
That's deeper than that fucking submarine that wanted to go see the Titanic.
Oh, right? Lord.
Do we have a verdict on what happened there? I think it's.
I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. I've been watching college baseball. I haven't been watching the news.
With all due respect to those people, hopefully they didn't lose their lives, but it appears that they probably did. In my opinion, they probably should have went to the College Baseball World Series. I think that would have been a lot more beneficial. Anyway, I mean, this is an awesome sport, man. It's undersold and it's like college basketball to me, where I almost hope the world doesn't find out, because if the world finds out, it's going to get ruined. It'll turn like a Rolling Stones record into a Creed record.
I feel you there.
I mean? Or
I want it to grow whereas it's not too regional, because right now it's really just the southeastern portion of America. You have a lot of good Big 12, SEC, ACC teams, and there's a couple of good programs in the Pac-12 out west.
But it's also
I would like it to be more regional.
It's a huge. I mean, when you start, they should go more into July.
Yeah,
because with it starting in February, dude. I mean, how many games do we watch? Here at SGPN Studio, we'll just throw on these games, dude. I was watching like a Virginia Tech game, or like a Michigan game, or an Indiana game, where it's like, man, this looks windy as hell. There's like snow flurries, what I mean? So you're just like, I don't know how if I'm a recruit and you're telling me I got to go out there and pitch like I'm a good pitcher, why would I do that? Why would I do that when I could just go to LSU, or it's like, or wherever, even Stanford or whatever, or Southern Cal. I just don't know why you would risk that if you're trying to get the best out of your career. But I mean, I hope you're right, but I think to fix that, you got to push that back to probably March to start your season. But I don't know that will happen. But
it's been a conversation like forever, and you would get a lot more viewers as the college basketball season dies down as well. I mean, if you begin it in the middle of March, when 300 and whatever teams are eliminated and there's only 16 left, and then your season starts, that might be more beneficial to pick up some eyes. But at the same time, you're losing out on the baseball fan that would tune into college baseball for the first month and a half before the MLB starts. So it's a fine line there, and the academic calendar ends July 31st or whatever. So it's
academics. They still push that. That doesn't matter. But come on, LSU and Florida are playing in the national championship. They haven't cared about academics since the school's first year. All right.
yeah.
But maybe the numbers are growing each year. So perhaps that maybe I'm the idiot here. Shout out to Ryan Hasty, who says college sports are the best. My first year watching, and it's all because TCE. It's been so much fun. Yeah, man. College baseball, I was even put onto it late. I mean, I think it's because the coverage. Before, you didn't have the coverage. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like ESPN Plus. I know ESPN's doing all these layoffs. Keyshawn Johnson and everyone else. Look, as long as you don't shut down the college, I don't care who you lay off. All right, I don't care who you lay off. Carl Ravitch, whatever. Just keep
get him out of here.
Keep somebody recording. All right. Shout out to Hawkins. This has just been a great. Just been a great tournament. It's a great great season, So
you knew we were in good hands when a couple of really good programs came here, and there's a lot of kids that were going to be future MLB players, and it's led up to like one of the best. And I hate when people throw out these cliche sayings when I don't feel that way or whatever. I mean, I've just started heavily watching and caring about college baseball in like 2019, and I'm still 21, but just everything that I watched from the past, it's truly been like one of the most headlined college World Series ever because of the teams, the players, and the quality of the games every day.
Yeah, no, it really has, man.
And today's was the exclamation point.
Oh, man, dude.
The top two pitchers all year in college baseball. I mean, one team had never lost with the guy on the mound, and the other guy's throwing 101 consistently.
I was about to say, I'm trying to pull this up, and you probably know this. Once again, I was in the middle of recording, so you got to like focus and hear the audio. I was not. I was watching this like I'm watching SportsCenter right now below the screen.
Yeah, Colby grinds, guys. I mean, he's got 133 college football team previews coming out.
Yeah, we got a ton of shit, man. FCS college football. I mean, college. I'm doing as much as I can, but I still watch the games, and the difference is I don't hear the audio all the time. Now, Skeens was at like 100 pitches, and they brought him back. Correct?
Yeah, they brought him back out for the 8th. I think he was at 102. And yeah, I mean, if they would have gotten the lead going into the 9th, they may have brought him back out for the 9th as well.
I mean, ballsy, and just phenomenal.
It just goes. I mean, like the handicap, in my opinion, wasn't that wrong. I mean, when you're trotting the guy out there after 4 days of throwing 123 pitches to again throw, how many pitches did he have today? He had 120 today, 5 days later. The depth has been questionable for LSU the whole back half of the season. That's what I hung my hat on because they were the betting favorite. That was the strong. It was a big hole that I thought was there, and they were able to power through the losers bracket here. And during the game, I don't know if you saw it or knew of the moment. Trey Morgan made one of the greatest defensive plays that you can make as a baseball player, crashing on I don't even know if the term's correct anymore, but it's a suicide squeeze play on a bunt. And he goes into a full dive, picking up the ball, tossing it to home. And the tag was perfect. I mean, that was
unbelievable, dude. The drama at that, once again, I'm in the middle. Thank God on that show that there's no video, because I was recording the episode. It was just audio, all right. And I'm just like this. It was like, and then I'm like, if you're watching on YouTube, youtube.com/the college experience, because that was a very, very exciting play. I got to be honest, in real time, I thought he was safe.
I thought he was out. And I was sitting right next to my dad, and he actually thought it was a close play. And I was like, no, I think he got him. And replay, I mean, the guy's
Oh no,
airborne.
replay. They got it right. They got it right.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Replay, the guy's airborne, and you can just see, like, I mean, it got him like right on the chest, and it was like a really good play. And Trey Morgan's been an absolute stud throughout the whole College World Series. It's something that I wanted to address because after we did that fantasy draft, I was like, oh man, this is a blaring omission that we didn't take LSU's cleanup hitter.
Yeah.
And you just knew that he was going to have a great tournament. And he has. I mean, I think he's been on base like every game, and he's just been a handful for every team that LSU's gone up against. And I think I bet against LSU in 3 of the 5 games that they played. And it's just that guy got on base every freaking time that I was rooting against him.
Yeah, man. I mean, just what a fucking game, man. What a game. We're going to talk about the matchup between the Florida Gators and the LSU Tigers. But before we do that, want to tell you folks that the college baseball experience is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Yes. First off, Underdog Fantasy's Best Ball Mania is here, and Underdog Fantasy is giving away $15 million in prizes. It's a lot of cash. All right, that's a lot of Jello shots at Rocco's. Look, Underdog Pick'em is also a great way to get down on your favorite MLB and college baseball player props. Look, I know we're down to the final 3 games of the college baseball season, but there's still great player props. So why don't you hop on over there? I love it. I play it all the time, especially in college football, because you'll find like some of the weekday games player, like, the wide receiver of Coastal Carolina over 44 yards receive. I think you could really find value. And if you know college baseball, or you're just a fan of LSU or Florida, you might just want to do this because it's a lot of fun. So check that out. There's so many ways to win over at Underdog, and active in so many different states. So head on over to UnderdogFantasy.com. Use that promo code, though, SGPN, for a free 100% deposit bonus up to $100. That's UnderdogFantasy.com. Promo code SGPN.
I'll be honest. It's not legal for me to play their pick'em or their fantasy football tournaments, but today I did give out a couple of props that hit. So, I mean, if you guys would like, we're not going to do shows for the rest of the games here, and that's why we're previewing it all on this show. I've got a bunch of family events this weekend, which is frustrating because I would have been out in Omaha for this great tournament this year. But if you would like me to, I could tweet out a couple of props that I like each day.
Tweet them out, man. All right. And look, family's important and everything, but come on.
It doesn't take up too much time to go through and say, hey, I think this pick is all right. This pick's good.
What, you're telling me you never missed a funeral because of a Coppin State basketball game?
Have you?
I told that Coppin State was playing Morgan State. Battle of Maryland.
Yeah.
Missed a funeral, but
seems worth it.
The memories are still here. But look, so LSU obviously was fantastic, and we got an all SEC. I can only imagine what Nick Saban will say, or my guy Feinbaum. But yeah. Look. I'm curious. So
we are the ones eating shit here with an all SEC final.
Well, no, I mean, SEC baseball is by far the best, and football.
It is, but you like a little parody, and we're the ones that are always trying to get the parody, and the guys that you named, though, the SEC guys.
Yeah, that's fair though. But I mean, come on. I mean, there's a real tournament. There's a real tournament that provides the champion. You can't have an issue with this shit. You know what I mean? It is what it is.
I agree with you. I'm rooting for parity, but if they get here and they do it through a 64-team tournament, that's better than a 4-team tournament with 2 of them out of the 4.
So wait, LSU and Florida didn't play, did they?
No, they did not play during the regular season.
Interesting. So that is that's even more compelling because you have that angle.
Honkus did say that they have seen both these guys, and I mean he's in the chat. He's our fellow LSU fan that's always in here. they saw Brandon Sproat last year. He only went 2.1 innings, gave up 5 runs. And then LSU played UCLA, and they faced Hurston Waldrop, who would be the second pitcher that goes for Florida. And he had 11 strikeouts, just 2 earned runs against him in 6.2 innings, according to Honkus in our chat.
Wow. I mean, this is awesome though, because Florida, in a way, I'm curious your take on this. I know you're a Florida fan, so
I've been relatively
give me some bullshit here, but
I don't know. I've been relatively like kind of iffy on this team the whole way through, and I think their bracket was definitely the weaker of the two in Omaha.
I kind of think LSU is just the better team, but like I mentioned this earlier. I know you tagged me in a tweet about this where I said Florida just seems like a team of destiny. And that's just because they win every game by 1 run. But man, LSU,
and they've pushed the right buttons. I mean, you go back to the first game against Virginia, they pinch hit Ty Evans, who he was a big recruit that they brought in, and they were hoping for good things, and it just didn't work out during the regular season. They give him a shot in the first College World Series game. He comes through with a double and a bomb. And so that obviously worked for Kevin O'Sullivan. Then he fucks up big time against Oral Roberts, and they're able to escape with a true freshman who had given up a couple of runs against Virginia. They bring him right back out in their very next game, and he gets out of some adversity there. And then in the third game, you pinch run Michael Robertson for Tyler Shellnut, and then that's the kid that scores the game-winning run and catches the ball at the warning track, when originally Wyatt Langford was your center fielder, and he had missed running down a ball in left center field. So a couple of their adjustments and in-game decisions have been really, really beneficiary to get them here in all 3 of those 1-run games.
I mean, dude, that's why, like, as much as I know I said this on this very airwaves, but I also said Southern Miss was going to be in the championship. I know it seems like Florida's a team of destiny. I think LSU is just a better team, though, man. And I think Johnson's got them going, man. And I think they're going to win it all, dude. I wouldn't be surprised if they did it in 2. Would you?
I would be surprised if they did it in 2, because going back through the chat, and when Honkus said that Hurston Waldrop dominated against them last year, he's going to have that good matchup, because Paul Skeens just threw here today on Wednesday.
That's a good point.
Game 2, they're going to have probably Thatcher Hurd on short rest. He just threw today. He threw 47 pitches today. He would throw that second game, but after appearing a couple of times in relief, he hasn't been on a normal schedule. And Waldrop has been dominant in the NCAA tournament. So I think Florida wins game 2. That said, I mean, Ty Floyd pitched outstanding in the first game against Wake Forest. And Brandon Sproat he's been the number 1 for Florida most of the season, but he hasn't been knock your socks off good. I think that if LSU is able to win that first game, they win this thing. That's my analysis there. So game 1, here's the pitching matchup that I have. I think
you said if they win, are you taking them to win?
So game 1, I have Ty Floyd for LSU and Brandon Sproat for Florida. Game 2, I think it's going to be Thatcher Hurd with a mix of some of these guys that they threw, whoever's going to be available. Because after Floyd, you think they're going to go to Cooper, to Ackenhausen, to Guidry, and to Coleman. Those 4 guys they pieced together in those 2 games that I just thought they had no chance at winning because of the pitching.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be the second game. And if they're able to do something like that again against Hurston Waldrop, you know what? Maybe LSU can win that game. But game 3 is the one that I think LSU wins if it gets there, because Jack Caglione has not looked great. And even on his good days, he can't consistently put together good innings, and he struggles with the control. I mean, he had on paper a good start against TCU, but he had like 4 walks. And in the first 2 innings, he was on the ropes, and Florida was ready to pull him. And if you get into that Florida bullpen after 2 games in the series, into the third game, when they just not feasibly be able to logically throw some guys, that's when Florida's going to be, at their weakest. And you would have Paul Skeens on the mound on short rest there. And we saw what he did today on short rest. Today's Wednesday, so you have Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 4 days rest again, and that would be MLB rest. They're going to trot him out there to showcase his ability on MLB rest in front of some MLB scouts in the College World Series.
Yeah, I got to go. I'm going LSU, buddy. I'm sorry. I just think they're going to be going back to New Orleans just like Ric Flair.
Get my limousine, ride on 85, get my Learjet, woo, and take off to New Orleans.
No, I really believe that. I mean, I know it's in Baton Rouge, but practically I've been to both, and it's right there. So I think LSU, as much as I was high on just these very airwaves a week ago saying, Florida seems like a team of destiny, they're going to win it all. No, I think LSU now, I'm benedicting this once they get to the championship. Remember, I had Southern Miss in there, so I am a complete fucking idiot. So take it with a grain of salt. Noah, game one. So I think LSU in 3. You're right. I do feel like I think I got that wrong when I said in 2. I think Florida takes 1, LSU wins it in 3, and yeah, I just think they're the better team. What's your final predictions here?
Yeah, I'm kind of putting something together last minute because I think it comes down to game 1, and I'm pretty damn sure it's going to be Ty Floyd against Brandon Sproat. So I'm handicapping this live on air as we're talking because, like I mentioned, Brandon Sproat hasn't particularly wowed me, and neither has Ty Floyd. I think that this could be an over game 1. We haven't had a single game go over the total, and today's was an absolute joke.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No. I was saying Hawkins was mentioning that in the chat, saying all the unders are hitting.
Yeah. So I think this is in the College World Series Finals. This is the one game that you play an over with Floyd and Sproat on the mound. And I'm putting together some recency stats as we're talking 8, 11, 16. So Ty Floyd in his postseason, he has 4 postseason starts. He's got a 387 ERA. Brandon Sproat has a 407. Floyd has been the better pitcher as of late. And if you're handicapping this on pitching, I mean, they have a fighting chance in game 1. And I'm really nervous that LSU wins this whole damn thing after I've kicked dirt on them the whole half of the season here. It just seems like it's meant to happen. And I've said it already on the show. Like, I don't have money on Florida. I don't put money on my own team.
He's a Florida fan, and for some reason, he's one of the few.
I wrote it up on my article.
Bet on his own team.
I said this team was probably it had the easiest for the quality of their team. It had the easiest road to a national title.
You're no Mattress Mac, buddy.
I still believe it. I didn't put any money on it because I'm not rooting. I always believe in that jinx because college baseball, once again, we don't have the number 1 overall seed winning it all. So either way, I'd just be kind of just upset that 1, I didn't put any money on Florida, and maybe I changed that rule for myself going in the future. And 2, the preseason favorite wins it all. And it's just kind of the books win there if that's the way it goes. So I think that LSU wins this in 3 games. I think that their offense has consistently found a way to win games here in Omaha. Florida.
You hear that?
Florida's been
Mr. Florida Gator. His team's in the national championship. And he's going with the arch rival here, who they play in football every year, cross division. Impressive.
I don't feel good
You're
about it.
You're an honest man.
Florida has been a little bit too home run dependent for me. And they've been the only team of the 8 teams to be able to hit home runs. And they came into the year, that was how they got most of their offense. Against LSU, they're going to have to do that again. And this is probably, I mean, the the 3 teams that they played. They played Virginia and they had their hands full. They played TCU, or they played Oral Roberts next, and they had their hands full. They played TCU and they had their hands full. LSU is better than all 3 of those teams.
Agreed, and that is why you take them, buddy. And we don't have.
For what it's worth, I would look at. I don't know what I was going to say. Go ahead. Sorry.
I would look at the college football and basketball and baseball experience, because we come together as one on YouTube, youtube.com/the college experience. Right now, the only odds we have say Florida -110, LSU -110 over at DK. And yeah, we're waiting for all the other stuff to drop.
That's for the series. Honkus wants to know about the trends. Favorites are now, doing the math in my head, they are now 11-3. No, 10-3. Favorites are now 10-3.
You get a lot of. Sometimes you have a chalky year. I mean, that's what happens.
I'm doing the math in my head. There's been 13 games played. I think so. I think the favorites have only lost 3 games, and today I was on the dog on the run line. I had Wake Forest +1.5, and I tried to middle it in like a pitcher's duel where it would be low scoring, just a 1-run game. A walk-off 2-run bomb ruined that. So the dog has lost 4 times on the run line. I believe that is 9-4. And then the unders are 13-0, 10 or 11-1-1 on the closing line. So once again, favorites 10-3. The dogs on the run line are 9-4. And the unders are 13-0, and on the closing line, the unders are 11-1-1.
Dropping that knowledge. All right, well, look, man, I don't know what else to talk about besides just the fact that I have LSU in 3, you have LSU in 3, and you're a Florida fan. I think you should take LSU for the series. Take the over we like on game 1, even though we don't have that number, and I guess we ride off into the sunset here. I don't know. I mean, we could talk about Rocco's challenge where I told you. I mean, I know you wrote
right there with you.
But I'm saying that shit was a bloodbath.
Yeah.
Shout out to the fine people of Baton Rouge.
Not even close.
Yeah, I mean, anyone that's been to Baton Rouge knew that.
So I'll say this: I'll be looking to do some MLB draft content. I don't know how many shows I'll do, how many articles I'll write, but I can guarantee probably one of both. If people are interested in that, I'll be tweeting about it. I mean, last year I live tweeted the freaking MLB draft. There wasn't a lot of people doing it, so I was like, you know what, I'll step up and do it. So I'll probably be doing that again, running that back, and yeah, that's where you'll be able to find me. You can find Colby on the college football experience and basketball experience, and I'll be clipping his shows throughout the off season here.
You're going to be behind the scenes. You'll come out there.
Oh, yeah.
You're on shows. Don't act like you're just sitting there, going to just go off in. We put you on the mic. You're welcome on the mic pretty much whenever the fuck you want to be.
The college baseball season's ending, so I don't know how many people are going to tune in after this, so I figured I'd put it out there.
Yeah, give them a follow at 77NB.
I'll be tweeting out my picks before the games, obviously.
Well, no,
and we have our picks page as well over on Sports Gambling Podcast, College Baseball Picks.
Yeah, and I want to thank you because, look, if I was hosting this show every single night, it'd be terrible because I don't know baseball as good as you. You played the game. I mean, I played the game until high school, all right? I broke my nose, and I was like, fuck this game. No, I'm joking. I did break my nose in baseball. But my point is that, you held it down for all these people. And I want to thank you because you're growing our brand, the college experience. And we appreciate each and every person hopping in the chat or listening to this. And we hope you check out all of our other stuff, the college football experience, the FCS college football experience, the college basketball experience, because we all come together as one on YouTube. Subscribe on YouTube. And we really do appreciate the journey, throughout the year. And I know Noah is going to be super excited to be back next February when or maybe even a little early.
For sure. I'm going to try to do it more early this year. I mean, all of December and some of January, I was down with COVID, so wasn't really in the mood to do a lot of preseason shows at that time. This year, hopefully that's different. And, maybe not just Colby, but somebody else comes on the show and helps out. I mean, if you're interested next year, hit us up.
Yeah, hit us up because we're always looking to grow the brand and take LSU. All right, and grow that grow that bank account. All right. No, but
I'll tell you this. I'm gonna bet it game by game. I'm not gonna bet the -110 on LSU for the series. I'm gonna bet LSU game 1 because I think they might even open as a dog. I'm gonna take Florida game 2 and then LSU game 3.
There you go. He's giving you all that shit, folks. Go check it out. Give us a follow on Twitter at TCE on SGPN because, look, he may be at family reunions or funerals or birthday parties. But,
too many.
But look, let's be honest here. He's still going to be tweeting out pics and checking the game nonstop, all right?
Yeah.
All right. So follow us on Twitter at TCE on SGPN. Maybe even maybe you could get a little cell phone selfie video saying, hey, this is Noah. Take the Tigers. We Tigers like Eddie O.
That's what I did today. I had a couple of TikTok videos and YouTube videos that we put out on our socials. Check those out. I mean, TikTok is TC on SGPN. I'm kind of behind the scenes doing all those videos, growing that account, and the YouTube shorts.
There you go, folks. Subscribe, all right? Because we're not done. We are always working year round here.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, this show is year round. There's a reason why it goes football.
You just don't turn it off.
Basketball, baseball.
Exactly.
And who knows? There might be one additional one this year, Colby.
Yeah.
We're talking about it.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, we have
conference specific show.
Stay tuned.
You announced that, right?
And potentially conferences down the line here.
Didn't you announce one yet or no?
We did announce the Big 12. The Big 12. We're look, Brett Yormark's going into Mexico to play his college football and college basketball game. So I said, you know what? I want to get all those people in Mexico City to listen to the podcast. All right. Mexico City is one of those cities you have no idea how many fucking humans are there. And then you realize how many humans are there. You're like, whoa. Yes, shout out to Yee, says patiently waiting for that LSU football preview, and that is coming. We are alphabetically going through all 133 teams. We do this.
What is that new show called? Is it just the Big 12 experience?
The Big 12 college experience. We also have we have another new show too, the FCS college football experience. So check out both of those. The FCS one hasn't dropped an episode yet, but it's dropping this week. It's already been recorded. So hot off the presses. Check us out, folks. And this is the longest fucking outro of all time. They don't want to keep listening to me. All right. This is the college baseball experience. We appreciate you rocking with us all year long. All right. Let's enjoy the final 3 games because this is absolutely fantastic. And shout out to Yee. We got more what's coming. So we Tigers, let's go. Have a wonderful weekend, folks. And a happy 4th of July, by the way. Have a great 4th of July. Shout out to America and all the troops. All right, take care. Bye-bye.